Welcome to my channel. This is a collective reading, which is a reading for anybody who needs to hear these messages coming out for this week. It's for the week ahead. So please take whatever resonates with you and leave what doesn't. So Spirit, please show me clearly what people need to hear for the week ahead. I'm going to pull cards for each day of the week and for the weekend. We have the Three of Wands, Justice, King of Swords, oh, the Sun, Two of Swords, and Queen of Cups. Five of Cups, Page of Swords, okay, so we start the week with a fair amount of reflection and also an understanding that you've come to a bridge, so you've come to a real crossroads, and it's a natural crossroads for you, and you feel like to some extent you've already walked across and you've already moved into a new direction and a new space. There's a certain acknowledgement in the realization that there has been a few things that will go and will leave your life, and so this feeling is, you know, there's an amount of sadness, or at least just a moment where you recognize that things will need to go from your life in order to reach out towards your new future. So there's a real openness and a presence and a readiness that you begin to really strongly feel on Monday. That is where things that you have been potentially looking out towards for a while, but not really seeing the clear direction, by Monday, that feeling and that clarity around how to go out and chase your dream, how to make things manifest that you would like to bring about in your life. I feel like there's quite a lot of strength in your awareness around what it is that you'd like to move towards, and you do gather everything, you know, resources, personal, internal resources to do that. And this really leads into our, you know, Tuesday, so early in the week, is a recognition of things going, but it's a real natural order. So there's a feeling that as I leap out, as I stretch forward in my life to, you know, to new ideas and to really bringing about the things that you are wanting to, in your internal world, you've been thinking about these things for quite some time. So to some extent, they're not new. And really this week, particularly the early part of the week, Monday and Tuesday, the actions that you will take will become really apparent, and you will step out in a very, very balanced direction, in a very balanced way. This is a big move that you're wanting to make. It's quite an opening. Like, I want to say that it feels like you're almost stepping into the wilderness in terms of it being a brand new horizon. It's very bright, and it feels that it is on some level warming your spirits. And in order to do that, you need to feel that things will turn out right, and they will. You will get a green light. You will really get a sense that the ideas that have come through and the focus that you've begun to take and that, the places where you've been feeling called and pulled towards. So it could be that you're pulled towards a new home, a new environment to be in. It could be that you're, feeling some spark of passion that you've been really probably bubbling within and inside of you for quite some time. By Tuesday, there is a real natural order of, the steps and the balancing out that needs to take place in order to put the ideas into action. You feel quite solid, but it's also quite new. So you're really wanting to make sure that the actions that you're going to take, that they really align with, keep hearing the natural order. So it's real natural order of things. So where you're moving towards, where you're feeling called, is something that's really going to balance your life in many ways. So if you feel balanced, then it is the right decision. If you feel really wobbly, or it's it feels off, then it potentially won't come about anyway. But I sense that because we have the Justice here, it's a real yes in terms of the things that you have got a new idea around will take hold, and you really will, by midweek, get more and more pieces of evidence, and the evidence will lead you towards, how to take the steps to victory, to move forward, to, make things work in a very balanced way. By midweek, the ideas are going to take root. They're really going to firm up how you need to move ahead, and it will be a balanced, solid way. And there is a real sense and a knowing, there's a real knowing by midweek that this is the right decision for me. This is coming from my heart. This is all about heart, actually. So actually, even though you're having these brand new ideas and they're fresh and seemingly coming out of nowhere, they're kind of not, because it's something that's like been bubbling for some time within you. And the confirmation midweek, by Wednesday, the confirmation is really about taking everything you've got, integrating it into your heart, so settling it in so that it feels warm and fuzzy, and it feels like your heart is filling up. And by Thursday, that feeling of, action that you will actually start to take. With the sun here, it's a real acknowledgement of how far you've come. It's an acknowledgement of the lightness that you can embody as you move through life. Sometimes life can be all about, the headspace and making plans and making ideas and making sure everything is organized. But this point by Thursday, it's like everything comes together. So your mind and your heart, your ability to plan and to, allow things to take place as they want to take place. So there's a letting go. Sure, you recognize that certain things will go, and you embrace that by the end of the week. You really just feel quite light and gentle and very much in your own skin, and really almost like a wild spirit has taken over your being and is really wanting to move you forward. And there's a lot of confirmation around the ideas that you start the week contemplating and the direction that you have started to look at. You really get a sense that this is right for you. This is your time. This is your place. This is a passionate feeling you've been craving for a while. And it also means that, you know, there's a sense that I've come to the end of a journey. I've come to the end of feeling like I can't bring all the elements of my life together. You know, just pushing stuff up the hill, basically, like pushing the crap up the hill. You don't need to do that anymore. There's a real awareness and acknowledgement that life can be a lot more simple and a lot more raw and wild and adventurous. And then that, you know, that hard yard that you've been playing, the hard game, the sort of pushing yourself and really driving, it's not really where you need to, it's not where you need to be anymore. There's a desire to be in a very gentle new place, and you will definitely start moving towards that. And by Thursday, this will be really apparent to you. And Friday is, again, it's that real wanting to have things alchemize, things come together with ease. You don't want to push things. You want to know that they're coming about because they're divinely inspired. You want to feel that the divine is stepping in, and you're almost doubtful of that. There's almost a doubt that you can actually have what it is that you've been wanting to open out to, because it's a real opening out. This week is like a real leap. It's balancing out, taking courage, acknowledging that some things will actually just go extremely well in terms of the practical elements of the changes that you want to make. But there's almost a feeling at the end of the week like there might not be everything that you wanted to have cleared up. Just might take a little bit longer. There's a real desire for things to be super clear and super balanced. And if you are moving into this heart space where you're moving forward towards your dream, I think that there's as a final push, like on Friday, there's another element of making another part of a decision around things. So whilst you do leap out and you feel quite inspired, there are some choices that you perhaps feel like you're not quite sure how to make the right one. And what I want to say there is that in some ways the universe will make decisions for you. So there may be contracts or things that just naturally take their course and change. And you might feel like your hands are a little bit tired in terms of, you know, it's out of your hands, some aspects of what decision you're making. So if you're moving home or you're starting a new job, there may be parts of the contract that you didn't see coming. However, it's really your desire for things to be very inspired that pushes you on, that keeps you sort of going when you can't quite see